Thank you so much, friends. Before we begin, I just want to acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territories of the First Nations and Native American peoples. Here where I am in Vancouver, those peoples are the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, and Stolo nations. But I know where many of you are, you're on the land of other nations. Always, but especially at this time, let's remember our connection to our sisters and brothers from all these nations, and pray for the day in which we might be in right relationship. Welcome. Welcome to Living Interfaith. Know that the whole of you is welcome. You're not asked to leave who you are in your own home. Please bring who you are in with you. What you are asked to remember is that everyone around you has brought who they are in with themselves as well. And all of goodwill are welcome. Bruce and Cheryl.
Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again,
Thank you so much. Before we get started, I just have a couple announcements. The first is this coming Tuesday, October 6th, from 12 to 1 p.m. There's going to be an online Sukkot event, which should be really fun. I've never seen that. Sukkot is one of the lesser of the Jewish high holidays. It's where folks build like little cabins and little tents and things outside, which actually this is a perfect year for doing that when we're all trying to meet outside anyway. And they gather and eat and drink out there. So I don't know, but they've made this an online event, which should be very interesting, with Rabbi Adam Stein from Beth Israel Congregation. And it's free and open to everybody. You just have to RSVP with the organizer, Eddie Goldman. So you can find her information on our website. Or you can reach out to me if you're interested, but it should be really fun. And you too can take part in Sukkot this year if you have a similar tent kind of construction in your yard. The only other announcement I have at this time is not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday will be our next installment in our World Scriptures group, where once a month we meet with world religion professor Harold Rosen. And because he's amazing and can teach on like every imaginable religion, we focus on a different one. And this month should be Buddhism, which should be really fun. And he told me he wants me to co-lead with him, but he hasn't specified what that's going to be yet. So that should be highly interesting. But if folks want to join us, that should be fun. And then there is a small drop-in fee for that. It's $12 a session, unless that's cost prohibitive, in which case you can let me know. And that's just to pay for him because he's a professor at Simon Fraser. So those are our only announcements right now. Does anybody else have any announcements or any events they'd like to share to let the group know about? Okay, well, thank you so much. I know Bryn couldn't be with us today because locally the Anglican Church is actually voting on a new bishop. So that is a big event that's taking place right now. And that might affect, I don't know if that affects any folks here, but it affects a bunch of folks we know in this area. So thank you. So let's come into silence for a moment for our opening prayer. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Life is a gift for which we are all grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift together. Now let's offer each other a sign of peace. This is where you can all unmute yourselves and just say something like, peace be with you. Salam alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Peace, everyone. So wonderful seeing you today.
And peace to you as well.
Peace to you.
Peace to you, my friends.
Peace, everyone.
Peace.
Peace unto you.
Peace unto you.
Peace, everyone.
Peace be unto you.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace be with you.
And you too, Mary.
Thank you. Bruce and Cheryl.
My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone. My soul waits. My soul waits. My soul waits for God alone.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now, if you'll join me in our joint affirmation. We come together in peace. We sing together in joy and with love. We worship together in one house, a house with names beyond number. Our paths are many, our beliefs are as leaves, and the tree that we cleave to is nourished by the light of compassion, justice, and mutual respect. May our lives, our beliefs, and our actions help to bring about the world of love we all seek, and let it begin here. This week, for our personal prayers that we'll do in our own ways at home, I thought we should think about those who are really struggling with mental illness and addiction, something that's very challenging at any time, but especially this year when there's so much more uncertainty and loneliness. And I know at least here in BC, the opioid crisis is at its highest level perhaps ever. Something they're saying is it's like a second kind of pandemic here. It's taking so many innocent lives. So if we just come into focus now, just think about those who are struggling with these kind of things, and maybe those of us in this community, and just send love and try to send hope as best we can. Thank you. Thank you.
That's okay, Kathy. We can adjust. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Mane antara ki utre chinda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Mane antara ki utre chinda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Sas simrogo binda. Mane antara ki utre chinda. Sas simrogo binda. sa 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 simrogo binda sa 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 simrogo binda sa 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 simrogo binda mani antara ki utrechinda sa 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 simrogo binda sa 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 simrogo binda simrogo binda simrogo binda.
It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm always very impressed by your Punjabi. Well done. At this time, we would usually pass around a basket, but since we cannot do that because my arm is not strong enough to throw one, we just offer up, I will put in the chat box, our donation site if folks would like to make any donations to us and Bruce and Cheryl and Aloysia. And lacking that, if you want to let us know, either put in the chat or let us know right now any other groups that would be good to donate to at this time. There are so many causes that need support right now. So feel free to let us know. Thank you. And Bruce and Cheryl, it's back to you.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you so much. And now I'm very excited to turn it over to my friend Brett. So Brett, we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Hello, everybody. So I have a question for you. Who here has been in a high-speed chase? Neither have I say for legal reasons. There are times in life where something triggers you, where you will act in a way that you are not proud of. A lot of times this can be violent, or it can be just a mean word. But utilizing the power of breath and meditation, you can minimize this risk or eliminate it almost completely. What you're about to hear is a completely made up story that didn't happen, about a time where I went from fast to furious to calm and collected. It was a regular Seattle summer, so you know, it was rainy. You could just smell the fragrance of fresh rain and motor oil on the sidewalk and the pavement. I was driving down around Northgate area, if you know Seattle, moving to the stoplight, going to a fun, something called Laugh Tech, where we learn how to tell funny stories. So I was in a jovial mood. Then all of a sudden, bam! Somebody rear-ended my car. So it's time to do what you're supposed to do when somebody hits your car. Pull off on the side of the road, exchange insurance information that is needed. It's the social contract. So we took a left, this big van followed me. Well, it was the only place they could go, but so far so good. Took the next left since it was the only place we can go. The van was still there. Things were looking good. I see a nice little parking lot with a gas station, pull up into the gas station. Then all of a sudden, boom, the van sped past me. Hell no. So I did what any reasonable person would do in that situation. I jumped the curb, went all Dukes of Hazzard on their butt, and it was on. At that point, I was fast and I was furious. What happened is my sympathetic nervous system went into effect. What that is the fight or flight. It's so that you can make quick decisions. It happens a lot of times when you're in danger or you're just angry. And what happens, the first thing is you start breathing faster. You breathe these short, shallow breaths so that you can get more energy into your extremities, so you can make quick movements. And your heart starts racing faster, so you have even more energy. And all the blood from your prefrontal cortex, which is where you make your your sound and reasonable decisions, starts going back into your lizard brain, if you will, so that you can just get, this is where you can fight a bear if you need to, or get away. And so, it's not only just fighting that this happens. You don't have to just do fisticuffs. This could happen when you are wrong some way. Somebody you love says something that upsets you and you lash out at them. Or someone online says something so mad that you have to reply to them in all caps. You just feel that anger. And of course, because of your blood focusing into the back of your brain, my focus began to narrow. And my focus narrowed on this van in front of me. I had to get them. They broke the social contract. They were wrong. We had to exchange insurance information. They did not do that. And so I was there, made the very focused decision of I have to get this person. So of course I took out my cell phone so I can take a picture as I'm driving 50 miles per hour down a very wide Seattle back street. Needless to say, I was not making sound decisions at this time. We're zooming past, going in these narrow ways, and all of a sudden, the van pulled into a driveway. I got them. They were going to pay. So they parked out of their car. I got into the driveway. I stepped out, ready to give this person a piece of my mind. And what I saw surprised me. A small, mousy little woman. And what happened next, I was not expecting. Instead of starting to yell at me for chasing them, she asked in a very afraid voice, "Are you okay?" A question? See, the lizard brain sucks at answering questions. Anyone who's taken a Geico to trivia night can attest to that. Unless the answer is 15 minutes or less, they are useless. At that point, I wanted to answer her question, but unfortunately, the sympathetic nervous system in high gear can't do that. So what happened was natural. I took a breath, which kicked in the parasympathetic nervous system. That is known as the rest and digest. At that point, my heartbeat began to slow. And the most important thing is the blood start flowing back into my rational brain, and my focus began to widen. And then I recognized what I was doing. Number one, I was putting so many people in danger, including myself. I wrote a book called Joyous Expansion. I preach joy online. Is this how I want to represent myself? And of course, I'm a big black man. I am chasing a white woman. This is not going to end well for me. I went to the back of my car. The only thing that was damaged was the layer of dust on my bumper, which had her license plate now imprinted, which of course means, I take care of my cars. And the only answer that came to me was, yeah, I am. And I got into my car and drove away. There's nothing that needed to happen. There are times in your life where you're going to be triggered, where something's going to happen that makes you upset. At that time, it is important to breathe. Your breath is your power of life, as well as a way to keep you calm and collected instead of fast and furious. In fact, the Navy SEALs, who are in extreme stressful situation, they practice a 4-second breath, where they breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. And that allows them to be able to make that make calm and collected decisions in high pressure situations. And of course, we want to minimize this from happening in the first place. And the best way to do that is meditation, as meditating strengthens your ability to stay into that parasympathetic situation while those negative things happen in your life, so that you don't end up getting triggered and yelling at a loved one. Don't get into a useless online anger discussion where nobody is happy and no one's ever going to change their mind. All caps never works. So next time you are in that situation, I implore you to work on your breath. Every day, take deep breaths in silence and meditation so that you can strengthen your parasympathetic nervous system. So you don't become fast and furious. You stay calm and collected. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brett. It's great hearing from you. We can talk later about how much of that story happened. So thank you. I think Bruce and Cheryl, you have one final song for us.
Yes, I do, yes, I do. I talk in beauty, yes, I do, yes, I do. I sing of beauty, hey-ya, hey-yo, hey-ya, hey-yo. Yes, I do, yes, I do. I sleep in beauty, yes, I do, yes, I do. I dream of beauty, hey-ya, hey-yo.
Friends, thank you so much for today. The other night, Carolyn and I had the pleasure to be able to join Sukhvinder for our monthly meditation. And it was actually the same night as the US presidential debate, where people had lots of strong feelings in lots of directions. And during that debate, instead of watching that, we were doing this Hawaiian meditation, where for half an hour we were chanting, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And just over and over again. And it was so wonderful getting to ground into that. And I was thinking, what would the world be like if that was the energy we were always putting out there? So thank you for coming together, for thinking about how we can be more calm during this time, for the beautiful music and the important message. So let's go all now to send more love and peace into the world. Amen.